Hello, beautiful singers. This is Valerie White Williams and Vocal Splendor Studios. And today I would like to talk to you about church jobs. That is a term that a lot of us pro singers use when we get paid to do singing in church. Yes, this is true. There are singers that actually get paid to sing in church. Now, typically the church jobs that offer paid soloist positions tend to be Christian Scientists and also Catholic and or Episcopalian churches. Now, these are actually real jobs that singers can get. I actually am a semi-retired church soloist. I just finished up a 12-year run of singing weekly at churches, which are the Christian Scientist churches, although I've also done some work in Catholic churches. Now, what's so great about church jobs is that you actually get paid to sing. And ironically, the pay for most church soloists is higher than a lot of the singers that are doing gigs in clubs and bars, unfortunately. So the pay is actually very good to sing at church. Now, what you need to sing at church is, for one, a very consistent level voice. So the people that are singing at church have their act together. They sound good, they can be consistent, and again, we're talking about singing in the morning. So you have to get up and sing at the church job. And also, most of these jobs require that you know how to read music and teach yourself your songs. So oftentimes you have to prepare a solo. That's what I did. When I worked with the Christian Scientists, my job was I had to pick out a solo based on the lesson. Sometimes some churches will give you solos to choose from or assign solos to you. Then you will prepare that solo and then you rehearse an hour before the service, usually about 15-20 minutes rehearsal, and that's it. So you have to be very confident music reader and teach yourself the parts because you don't have a lot of time to put it together before you perform it. For the Christian Scientists, you basically sing one solo and then you sing along with the hymns as a hymn leader, I guess. But the pay is great. It's only an hour, and you do not have to be a Christian Scientist in order to sing for them. Now, I should say about that denomination, every Christian Scientist church hires soloists all over the world. That is part of their criteria for the church. They want to hire a professional singer to set the mood for the service. So if you think you are ready to sing at this level, you certainly can email or contact the churches in your area and ask to be put on the sub list. And that's a good way to get started to see if it's something that you're interested in. It is work. Sometimes I was preparing the night before and it did take up my weekends, but it was a great gig and there's a lot I've learned, and I will make another video at some point about singing at church and what I've learned. But let's talk about some of the other performance opportunities in churches. So Christian Scientists have soloists. A lot of the Catholic churches also will hire professional soloists. Now, in those groups, sometimes you are also going to be involved in the choir. So you might be the cantor and also sing along with the choir, and then you might be the soloist. So a lot of those churches, especially the big ones in the cities, will hire actually a soprano, alto, tenor, bass to be the ringers, to kind of hold the choir down, and then they will also do some canting as well. And there are some Episcopal churches and other of the mainline denominations that will often hire soloists as well. Really depends on the area and the income that they have in that church. But there are paid performances and gigs as well as church singers in those denominations. And some of those do prefer to have a Catholic singer, but not all. And I actually know some singers that actually sing in Jewish synagogues. And again, some of the churches are more strict whether you have to be a Jewish person yourself, but I know some that are not. So those gigs are out there. Now, of course, other church performances can be if you play piano or you have the ability to teach choir. You know, people can be a church organist or they can do church choirs. And then, of course, we have the worship team phenomenon that's happening in these other churches, and that's a whole other different set. Typically that music is done by volunteers or maybe somebody who runs the worship team, but that tends to be run with volunteers, and it's a different game with that. But if you want to be a paid church soloist, look into it. Again, you need to have the skill set of a very consistent voice. You have to be a morning person, and you also have to be able to prepare music yourself. And one more thing, I'm not a morning person at all. So I did learn to make myself one because I wanted to sing. But it is something that helps a lot, and it gives you some opportunities to perform and get paid too, and build relationships with other people. All right. Have you had a church job? How did it work for you? I would love to hear about it in the comments. And thanks for the likes, shares, and subscribes. I so appreciate it. Have a great day and sing on.